Hello Sleepyheads, welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, my name is Remme and I make ASMR videos, and this is one such video. So today for something very casual once again, because that's just the place I'm in at the moment. It's another big tutoring day, and once again I've failed to dress up, to turn myself out for my video, for this video, but I'm sure you'll understand. It's a very chilly time of year. I just want to be cozy in my fleece jackets and things like that. So today is a small haul, so let's get into it. Are you as shocked as I am that there's no preamble ramble, known henceforth as a pre-ramble? I just want to make sure that we get through everything. I do want to say that I've had some questions because I'm putting out shorter videos while I work on some longer edits. Some of you have asked if one of those edits on which I'm working is the next part to the Falling in Love ramble, and it is. I'm not trying to be mysterious or secretive about that. The three longer videos that have already been filmed on which I'm working are my fast fashion video, which is ironically, well, I mean, you'll judge for yourself, but it's a combination of a haul and reflecting on my habits with fast fashion. And then there's a ramble about my relationship of late with the comment section here on my channel, and the third is part 2 of, it's confusing because I'm holding up 3 fingers, but the third is part 2 of that falling in love story. That story about falling in love. Anyway, so that's all the updating I'm going to do. So I just wanted to answer that question I've seen floating around, and now we can get into this little haul. So yesterday I went to the dentist. I was due for a cleaning, and across the street I saw a Dollar Tree, and I thought, what a good idea, because I have some odds and ends I still needed to buy to close out my holiday preparations, you know, my shopping. I've already gotten everyone their gifts, but I had quite a few outstanding gift wrap needs, and I'm at that point in the season at which I've already spent a good amount of money. You know, I've stretched myself financially, and I have a good sense of what's left to do. So I'm really looking for opportunities to save money as I finish up, and I was so excited to cross so many things off my list all at one store and on a budget. And my partner, when I called him excitedly about it, to brag about, to boast about, you know, my productivity and my successful errand, he joked. He was like, "Are you just now discovering dollar stores, the Dollar Tree 99-cent stores?" And I'm not. It's just when you don't have one near you, it's easy to forget that that's an option. And I will say dollar stores are fairly limited in the sort of things they stock, they offer. So yeah, you really need to have accumulated kind of a random selection of things to buy, you know, on your to buy list. It has to be a pretty random selection because otherwise, if you don't live near a Dollar Tree, you'll be out doing your regular grocery shopping and think, oh, I should just get paper towels or dish soap, and think to yourself, oh, I should just pick up a card while I'm here. And cumulatively in a year you end up spending a lot on things you can find for a much better price at the dollar store. I definitely spend more than I need to in a year on things like greeting cards, office supplies, some cleaning products, things you can find at the dollar store. So it's great when you know you need things along those lines, and you can make a point to go to one such store, or in my case, you just happen to be near one. So yeah, it's not to say that I don't ever choose to spend a little more on like a nice card supporting a small bookstore or an artist, or just wanting a really beautiful card, you know. I'm happy to do that, but sometimes you end up, you know, supporting a company like Papyrus, you know, that does not really need your money, and the cards are like $7 or $8, and I love to give cards, so it adds up for sure. You get the point. So I was super excited to find a bunch of items off my list for somewhere between a quarter and a seventh of the price. Not too shabby. So first we have two kinds of gift ribbon. It's super shiny in this light. I love wrapping gifts, and I love using ribbon. I'm very good at making those coils, and I'm very good at curling ribbon. So I got gold, like a really brassy gold color, and a neon pink with green iridescence. It's not really showing up. You can kind of see. Let me see if I can. There. See? Can you kind of see? So the gold is for my Christmas wrapping, and I can always use it throughout the rest of the year. I feel like metallics work for all celebrations. And then the pink is great for birthdays, because for the most part, if I'm giving gifts, it's for Christmas or birthdays. There are some exceptions, you know, like if I'm giving my students some larger homework prizes, anniversaries, things like that. And then I got some tape. Pretty. Is this? What is the matter with that? And then I got some tape. Gotta make sure you have the right tape when you're gift wrapping. I really like to use transparent tape that is nice and sticky. For some reason, a lot of gift wrap tape, like tapes that are labeled gift wrap tape, are very opaque, very cloudy, which makes no sense to me. because it just shows up super obviously on your wrap job. So why not use invisible tape? So I prefer very sheer tape, but perhaps it's a little less forgiving, you know, because it's so thin and so sticky, but it's all perspective. Then I got two packs of gift tissue. They were actually out of plain white. It was pretty picked over when I got there around noon, but happily they still had plenty of this glittery kind, which I actually think will work even better. So, hello, I'm back. It's 2 hours later. I ran out of time before my tutoring session because, of course, I did. Whoops. There we go. I'm not a good judge of the time it takes to film. I'm seldom a good judge of the time anything takes. So as I was saying, I got these 2 packs of gift tissue. I just call it tissue paper. And I think I already said this, but I was looking for plain white so it would go with all my gift bags, but they were sold out. So instead I got white with little specks of glitter. So I got 2 sets. I still have a little bit of white left over in my reserve in my gift wrap drawer. I have an armoire named Otis, and Otis has a drawer just for gift wrap, which makes it sound like I have lots of space, but in this 1-bedroom, 1-bathroom apartment, I'm actually pretty short on storage. So I guess it more goes to show what a priority I've made gift wrap in my life. So rounding out the selection of gift wrapping items, I have some gift bags. I really needed these because I have 5 different gifts that are a real challenge to wrap, and I don't know, I was trying to think of what would be the least wasteful. I didn't want to have to get boxes big enough for each of these lumpy items. Like, I have 4 different pets. There are 8 people in my gift giving pool who have among them 4 dogs. So it's like 3 couples and then 1 little family and 4 dogs. So I'm giving away 4 little pet blankets that you can put on the floor, and you know, your dog can take a little nap, or you can put the blanket on your car seat to, I don't know, protect it from your dog's fur and dander, things like that. So I'm giving away 4 of those, and they're pretty big and pretty lumpy, and for one reason or another they didn't come in boxes, so they would be a challenge to wrap. So yeah, I thought it seemed kind of wasteful to buy 4 boxes. I don't have boxes of the right size just sitting around. Like, I'd be fine using bigger boxes, but I don't have big enough boxes around. So, and if I had gone the boxes route, I would have ended up having to wrap those anyway. So I just figured at least gift bags are reusable. And if I notice that they've made their way into the trash or into the trash pile, however gift wrap is handled, this isn't my family, this is my partner's family. I may just go reclaim them to recycle, to use for future gifts. I don't know, I'm always saving gift bags. Unfortunately, I didn't have in my existing collection bags of the right size and theme. I have a lot of birthday bags. So nothing terribly interesting here, just 4 gift bags, all the same size. I'm even worried that these will be too small, but if the gifts poke out a little bit, it's not the end of the world. I can always position the tissue paper inserts in certain ways to obscure the missizing. So we've got a solid metallic red or a glossy high shine red. Then we have a very glitzy holographic gold. See? Oh no, I didn't mean to get 2 matching reds. I think I wanted a kind of holographic red, but oh well. I didn't want any 2 to be exactly the same for whatever reason. But that's okay. Mistakes were made. just a minute. That's why I picked up two. Do I have a floater in my eye? I do. Ouch. A little bit of lint or something. Yeah, so I clearly picked up two of the same bag accidentally because I'm meant to have 4 bags of this size, but I have 5. That's okay. Like I said, I hold on to these things and always end up making use of them eventually. So we also have this very noisy dog. We have holographic green. I don't even know if that's the right way to say it. It's kind of a brocade. I just had a stricken look, it's because I just got notifications of texts from one of my parents, not one of my parents, but one of my clients, the parent of one of my students. And you know, now I'm like, did something go wrong? I just had my session with that student, so getting a bunch of text messages from a parent right afterwards, you're like, it always ends up being okay, but I'm very quick to think I'm fired. But lastly, for this size, we have this solid gold foil. It's a very rich green gold. Not too brassy, not too warm. See the little ribbon handle? Some of them use more like a rope. And then I got a much bigger gift bag. I think I could sit inside this one. Couldn't fit in it. It's not that big, but I think I could get my lower body into it. I am small, but it is a very big bag. And there is that kind of holographic print, I guess. If you look close up, it kind of looks like sequins. That was like a reveal. So this one I really needed. This one is for my most difficult gift, my most difficult to wrap gift. My gift that, I don't know, someone out there could wrap it without getting a big honking box, but not me. I'm sure a more experienced gift wrapper could have done it, but I don't know, life's too short. If I'm gonna be using paper anyway, I may as well have it come in bag form. I guess I could show you the gift. I don't want to show you any other gifts in this video, at least. I feel like that would be opening a can of worms, but I'll show you this one just to illustrate. Just to show you the challenge. I mean, maybe you're thinking, oh, that's not too hard a shape to wrap. Maybe not, but I laid it out on some unspooled, unfurled, unrolled wrapping paper. I laid out some wrapping paper without cutting it. Why was that so hard to explain? And I laid this out on top of it, and it would have just taken such a large swath of my overall stock of wrapping paper. So I was either going to have to buy more wrapping paper or a gift bag. So I saved myself the trouble, which is not an instinct I regularly have to save myself any trouble. So this dog, you can just tell he's an asshole. Just kidding. I love all dogs, but this one, I love him, but I don't like him right now. Isn't that like a thing people say? Anyway, I was getting off on a tangent, so it's good that he interrupted. So this is a quite large throw pillow that I had custom made for my partner's sister-in-law and his brother as well. But she loves the word fleecy. Can't do that backwards. It's hard enough to trace cursive without working backwards in multiple senses of the word. Like it felt backwards on 2 levels to do it that way, through the viewfinder, and also like up. It doesn't matter. So yeah, she describes things with a certain level of coziness, be it literal or figurative, as fleecy. Maybe you're familiar with the term. I had not heard it before meeting her, but it's a really sweet word, and she even says things like, life is pretty fleecy sometimes. Or maybe it's even more optimistic than that. Just life is pretty fleecy. So I thought it would be sweet and a kind of acknowledgement of her to order a custom pillow that says F is for fleecy. And yes, I did spend a long time angsting over not just font, but which letters to capitalize, whether anything should be in quotation marks, you name it. I definitely workshopped like 5 different options for the text, and the shop was nice enough to give me several mock-ups from which to proof and make my final selection. So now you understand why I needed the extra large gift bag. Soft speaking just destroys me for some reason. I don't know why. I also picked up some bubble mailers because I'm going to be sending some wrapped gifts to my family on the East Coast. What's that? Yes, you're right. That's very boring. No one wants to see that. Good point. I just realized I didn't want to talk about it. I mean, maybe we're missing out on some good sounds. No. Basic. So the real victory, as I alluded to earlier, the real victory was finding a good selection of greeting cards. I still have a pretty good selection of Christmas cards to close out the season. A few years ago I got a box set with a really cute, ugly Christmas sweater on the front. Ugly, I think it's a cute sweater, but you know, the joke of the ugly Christmas sweater / jumper. Bridget Jones, you know. So I'm pretty set for this holiday, but I've mentioned that I have several loved ones with winter birthdays, so I know that I'm going to be buying 3 or 4 cards in the coming weeks. So it's definitely a category in which I could stand to save some money. You can easily spend $20 or $25 on 4 cards in Los Angeles anyway. And not just at a bookstore or a nice gift shop, but like at Rite Aid. You know, cards are expensive pretty much everywhere except the dollar store, where everything is at most $1.25. You may have seen some headlines about how, doesn't it sound like they're trying to make as much noise as possible? Like in a comical way. Oh, now you stop. Trying to make a fool out of me. On my ASMR channel. You may have seen headlines that I think this chain, I think it was Dollar Tree, was raising their prices. And when I was in there, actually I know it was Dollar Tree, not just because I spent money there and looked at the receipt, but I could not have missed it because there was a man who came in when I was in the gift wrap section, and he very loudly said, "So everything's $1.25 now, huh? Guess we'll call you $1.25 tree, right? $1.25 tree." And he loved this joke and felt the need to repeat it like 60 seconds later, louder, to all the clerks who were checking out lines of people, because he really needed the attention and for them to know that he was disgruntled. But he was like joking, like clearly he was still there, still gonna buy stuff, but he was just mad. He was mad about the hike in prices. And I mean, I guess I get it, but it's not the employee's fault. And if anything, I would hope that that hike in prices translates to, I don't know, better pay for the employees. I mean, that's my hope, all cynicism aside. So why are you saying it to the people working there? You know, you're not. It's not a direct line to the CEO, like Carol, who's working her ass off, checking people out, isn't going to be like, "Hold the phone, you have feedback," and groundbreaking feedback at that. Like, it's not like they haven't heard this exact gripe. Probably by way of verbatim, identical jokes, like verbatim the same joke over and over and over. But yeah, Carol's just gonna get on the line with the higher ups. So he felt the need to repeat it to the employees working probably one of their busiest days of the year. And I got very annoyed very quickly, immediately when it came out of his mouth. Sorry, I don't mean to switch to whisper. Now I have to put this as a 99% soft spoken. So I was, you know, looking through gift boxes, heard him repeat it. I was still annoyed from the first time, but I had let it go. I was just rolling my eyes and getting away from him, not making eye contact, shields up. And then I heard him repeat it. So I screamed, "We heard you the first time." I told him. And he did not make the joke again. So yeah, I'm pretty cool. So yeah, I did a public service yesterday, just so you know. Anyway, so yeah, so $1.25 is a welcome price point for a greeting card, relatively speaking, comparatively speaking, but the selection leaves something to be desired. A lot of them are very goofy, not the prettiest. I don't know, maybe that's judgmental, but they just feel more like first drafts of greeting cards, you know what I mean? So that's what I thought anyway, but after some sifting, I found this delightful little section off to the side at the end of an aisle. I could have totally missed it because it was, you know, not really in the greeting cards aisle, but at the end. And you know, sometimes when you're turning that corner, you don't really look at what's on those shelves at the back of the store anyway. I know it's prime real estate at the front of the store, but where I was, it just seemed kind of out of the way. And I found a selection of blank cards that were much more my style. So, and then I took some time to find envelopes, color coordinate them to the different cards. I don't know how you feel, but I feel like you're right when you buy a card. If they're all the same size, like, sure, you don't want to screw over someone who's getting a large card and a regularly sized card by taking their only option. But when all the cards on a rack are the same dimensions, I feel like it's fair game to pick whichever envelope best matches your card. Do you feel that way? Maybe I'm being a bad person. But I'm always like, you know, especially when the color they suggest, like they pair with a card, is all wrong. Wrong in my mind. Wrong for the card. Clashes. Okay, without further ado, let me just show you the cards. It takes me so long sometimes in a show and tell to get to the show portion. So this one, that's pretty hard. This one just says, shine your light. And the letters are glittery. See? There too. So it did not come with this kind of cerulean envelope. Is it more like, maybe it's more azure, but I was of the opinion that this goes really nicely with this card. I already have a friend in mind for each of these, you know, a birthday in mind, which made things a lot easier, you know, picturing the person, picturing the recipient. Then this one is, then we have an old-fashioned rooftop sign proclaiming, I love you. I don't know what these rooftop signs are called, but they're all over Los Angeles. You know, the older buildings, especially around Hollywood, Koreatown, more, you know, populous, like city centers. make some parts of Los Angeles feel a little more suburban, if that makes sense, whereas others are more walkable because they're denser. So you have more of a kind of big city configuration like New York. I shouldn't assume that this is meant to be Los Angeles because I'm sure this kind of sign exists elsewhere, but I just don't know what they're called. Like, I wanted to say marquee, but I don't think that's correct. That's something different. But I love you is in red foil, and it looks like love has what's meant to be little light bulbs. See all the little dots? And I love the larger illustration, the kind of context. Lots of really sweet architectural details and blue sky with the hint of clouds and birds. Really sweet. Specifically, it looks almost like watercolor in some areas. See? Do you see what I mean? And I again vetoed the original envelope and chose red. Maybe I'm being too literal. I'm acting like it's a matter of taste, but perhaps really it comes down to my lack of imagination. Lack of imagination. Let's be real, okay? Gotta be real with each other. Lastly, in this batch of blank cards, all of which I will be using for birthdays. Nice and simple. It's just a photorealistic painting of a grove of trees. They look very Californian. Maybe like little baby redwoods or sequoias, but maybe I'm talking out of my ass. It's possible. Probable. If someone's starting their car engine, it's not really their fault at this point. It took an hour and a half to make a short video. Famous last words. Can you see? Oops. Can you see the patch of sunlight? Oh, that's so noisy. Oh, they're going good. And I paired this card with a lemon yellow envelope. I did consider a sandy beige. Soft speaking, sometimes I have to really go up to hit the word to get it out at all, I mean. And then lastly, for my dad, who likes, I'm sounding more and more like Moira Rose as we go along. For my dear Papa, I got a card, and it's for Christmas. It's a terrible Moira Rose. I apologize. I need to work on it. Like, I need to warm it up. Alexis, Alexis, Alexis. Sometimes it just comes out of me though. Sometimes I can do a kind of Moira Rose cadence, inflection. So yes, this one is for my dad. It's obviously quite a bit grander than the other three. He really likes very fancy, very festive Christmas cards, like pretty traditional ones, but he especially likes when they're dimensional and have some gold foil. Not gold, but foil. This one may be a little frou-frou, or even a little young, a little modern for his taste. Similar font to what I used on the pillow. It was a font that reminded me of my partner's sister-in-law, more so than me like imposing what I like aesthetically on her, if that makes sense. He helped me pick out the font. He was like, that one's like her. So it's kind of that font. It's a little too cool for him. It's a younger generation, maybe like a millennial kind of feel. Again, I'm talking out of my ass. I don't know anything about fonts. I have friends who know a lot, you know, who studied journalism and know a lot more and have more opinions on serifs and typefaces and all that stuff. But yes, I'd say this is a little modern excuse, a little modern for my father's taste because of the glitter and just the hipness of the fa la 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 la. And Santa's little cap. But I just thought it was really fun and that I should shake things up a little. I saw a card that just said joy on the front in a nice regal font with little bits of holly. I think the O was a wreath, but it just looked so exactly like a card he would get me. And where's the fun in that? Like, card giving and gift giving should be a mix of seeing someone else and appreciating them, but also infusing it with a little something else, maybe something they would like but would never try. A little nudge, you know? I don't know, with cards at least, why not? Why not? It's just a card, you know? If he doesn't like it, he can throw it away. But hopefully he'll save it because he likes it so much. That's not for me to decide. I save all my cards. Any card I've ever gotten, I've either saved or attempted to save and it fell through the cracks. Or no, even when I don't like someone, I save the cards, which maybe is a little bizarre. But I'm kind of like a historian in social groups. Like, I like to collect and archive the anthropological, the evidence. That's a very negative word. That's very like keeping receipts. Maybe there's a bit of that, but it's not so much a defensive intention as a preservative instinct, propensity Do you get what I'm saying? If you do get what I'm saying, that's great, because I sure as shit don't. Anyway. So yes, this father is for my card. This card is for my father and is in the realm of his aesthetic sensibilities, but maybe a little more young, a little more fun. He was already older when I was growing up, and he had a hat that said old fart. So he knows his brand. He likes a good joke, perhaps for a birthday, but as far as Christmas cards go, it's very serious business for him. He likes something more, not somber, but reverent, traditional. Okay, I'm taking this way too far. Way too far. You get it, right? You get the point. So that's my Dollar Tree haul, and I'm also going to do a little Christmas haul. This was a lot of Christmas stuff, but I particularly want to show you maybe some gifts that I'm going to wrap soon, and Christmas cookies, treats, things like that I've picked up. And I also need to do a Sephora haul, a very small one, 4 items, well, 2 Sephora items, 2 Sephora items, 2 drugstore cosmetic items. So if I can get my act together and keep those videos short, they will be out soon. Fingers crossed. So thank you so much for watching and listening. I hope you get lots and lots of good REM sleep, and as always, I hope all your dreams are sweet.